Throughout history, there have been many reports of a strange creature living in the forest near the Appalachian Mountains of North America. It's described to be something like a deer, but with just something slightly off about it. This cryptid has been known to stalk hikers, staring at them with its forward-facing eyes. Even after the hikers got home, they've never felt truly safe afterwards, always feeling as if something had followed them home. This creature is known as the knot deer. But what exactly is it? If it does exist, what is its biology like? And what even is it? What's its taxonomy? Today, I intend to find out. A pretty good place to start on what this creature would be finding out what its relatives are. Funnily enough, there have been predatory hoofed mammals in our world in the past. Meet the cave goat. This animal is an island dwarf species, but that's far from what's notable about it. This animal lived in caves, which will be important for our biology of the knot deer, but the really cool thing about this animal was that it was a full-on carnivore. It had predatory forward-facing eyes. This is likely similar to what knot deer is, with a few notable differences. Knot deer doesn't live on small islands, it lives on the mainland, so it wouldn't become smaller due to its insular dwarfism like what happened with the cave goat. Running with this idea, knot deer would likely be a species of deer adapted to eat flesh. This would likely be due to living in caves, as the Appalachian Mountains where the knot deer lives are full of caves, and of course, caves are scarce in plants. Knot deer's diet would likely consist of other deer, able to blend in with the regular deer population due to its almost regular deer anatomy. As long as no deer sees its face and experiences the uncanny valley, then it should be able to avoid any suspicion. This would allow the knot deer to stay near a family of deer and eventually kill and eat one before it has to go back to the caves. And whilst this is analog horror for deer, that doesn't mean that humans are off the menu. Remember how most knot deer stories are about it stalking people and following them home. However, these stories would likely only happen when a knot deer is starving. But looking at the map of missing people compared to the map of caves, it would make sense that some of these disappearances are due to the knot deer. With all this in mind, meet Cervomymus, better known as knot deer. This creature's diet consists mostly of its close relatives. While its name means deer mimic, this animal is a true deer, descendant from early deer who started living closer to caves. Eventually, these caves became their full-time home to return to after a successful hunt. To scan the forest for other deer to stalk, this animal can rotate its head nearly 200 degrees. Due to its similarity to other deer, it's clear why this animal hasn't been officially named as a species. Other than its cave-dwelling and hunting behaviors and its unnerving appearance, this animal behaves incredibly similar to regular deer. This only makes it scarier when it suddenly does something unexpected, like turning its head in a near circle or walking on its hind legs. Another strange thing about this animal is something that connects it to crocodilians, this being its ability to stop blood flow in certain areas. This animal takes this to the extreme, sometimes allowing parts of its body to entirely die and decay, leading to its zombie-like appearance. As fun as it is to imagine a strange deer monster, it's unwise to ignore the facts and the truth of what knot deer really is. There are many explanations to what knot deer is, many far more likely than a strange deer monster. For example, many people are just unaware on how deer act. Deer necks are scarily flexible, able to turn their heads very far around. Deer can also just stand on their front legs, not often, but they do indeed do so. Along with this, deer often make very human-like noises. The deer where sightings are most common also have more forward-facing eyes than other deer. On a more grim note, deer are often subject to the most horrific and debilitating mutations and diseases in history. I'm sure you've all heard of zombie deer disease. This is undoubtedly the most common source of the knot deer myth. Deer are like walking freak houses for the forest. Needless to say, knot deer isn't real, but it will always be fun to imagine strange animals that could theoretically exist. I do enjoy adding smaller creatures to my creature roster to balance out the literal kaiju. If you enjoy watching me make creatures, then consider liking and subscribing to see more videos covering realistic cryptids, movie monsters, hybrid dinosaurs, real actual animals, and more. Anyways, I have to go prepare for war. Have a nice day, and goodbye.